Okay, the time is 2:39 a.m. It's Thursday, March 28th, and it's 2019. 2019. Okay. This article is gonna be about the conversation that I started earlier. This is gonna be this. I think this is take 24, right? I think I started this on take 22, right? And this is a continuation of the company talk, right? The company. Right. So anybody that's getting into the workforce, I was working at Whole Foods, Whole Foods Market. I was working at the DC, the distribution center. It's on. They changed it, or they have a new one, so I don't know. So for that reason, if in a weird way, it's an attempt to make the story not be reliable or be inaccurate because of the location. I'm gonna give the location that I work in. When I worked at that company, the company was located on 49th Street in Vernon, right? It was located between 48th and 49th. The company was in the spot in the location where it was more towards 49th Street than 48th, right? When I was working at the company, Whole Foods Market Distribution Center, it was located in 49th Street. The only reason why I'm mentioning this is because in the last company that I was working for, the last company that I was working for is called True Fresh HBP, right? And when I was working there, I met a bunch of people that worked for Whole Foods, but they didn't work for the Whole Foods that I was working for. They had worked for a new facility that they had done in Vernon also, but that was located. I think that was located down Telegraph or Slauson. I think it might be Slauson in Vernon, right? So that's why I'm mentioning the location, because either the location changed or they moved or they added. So I'm making sure that you guys understand which one I was working for. So I was working at the Whole Foods on 49th Street Distribution Center, and for a while everything was good. I started working there through agency, and really quick they wanted to hire me because I was a good worker. See, the thing that people don't understand, companies that work with agency, there's a purpose for it. Companies that work for agency, the employees that they hire that suck, they put them in the agency. And the employees that they find in the agency that they find high value, they'll take them out of the agency and they'll put them into permanent hire, right? That's the way it's supposed to work. That's the way they do it, right? It's not supposed to work like that, but that's the way they do it, because in the same process they create competition. They create competition and fear, okay? Because that the agency people, they have an infinite amount of people, but they don't have an infinite amount of people. They don't have it because there is a limit. There is a limited amount of people. Eventually they fire people, and people quit. So eventually they start lacking employees. Eventually the market starts lacking. Eventually the market crashes because of all the people that don't know how to do their job and keep allowing people to get fired that don't deserve to get fired just because they want to keep their friends around, or people they like over people they don't like. And I understand that concept, but like I said, they're not running their own company, so then that's kind of like the thing, but they want to try to run it like it's their own. So then that's the thing that makes it, it's a public company, it's not private. So, and by public I mean like in the workforce, not like in the stock market, like how when the companies go public or private. That's not what I'm talking about, right? And they might be a public company like that, but that's not what I'm referring to in the situation, right? So the purpose of the agency is it creates fear and competition. The competition is that the people that are working through the agency, they want the benefits that the other people have, and that creates hostility in the environment, because you have two groups of people that are working for the same cause, but technically it's like you have two companies working in the same job, and technically the people from the agency, the people from the agency represent the agency, and the agency wants the employment, even if it means forcing the company to fire all their permanent hires. They want the employment, they want the job, and the reason why they want the job is because for every employee that they hire, they get a finder's fee, and if you're gonna get paid, if you're gonna get paid $20, you're only gonna make 15, and the company gets the agency gets the other amount. So they're making money off of you. They're making money off of you by pretty much by them hooking up the agency, which is like the third party. So imagine a person, the agency representative is a person. So they rather hook up that one person, half of your check to pay you less, just so they can have more people to select from, like to pick. And the benefit is that since they're only paying that person, a percentage of your check, that person's check accumulates over all your checks. All right. So if that person gets $5 off of your check, because he's getting paid a finder's fee, you guys don't understand. They're not just getting paid a finder's fee one time. They're getting paid a finder's fee as long as you're working there. See, it's not just a one-time finder's fee. For the entire time that you're working there, they're technically ripping you off from your check. They're technically taking a percentage of your check just because they got you to go there. Just because they got you to work there, and they do that just because the company people are being either lazy or they don't know how to hire people, so they outsource to a third party for that benefit. But like I said, the third party, there's a lot of downsides to the third party, for the common individuals, right? For the common individuals, right? Even for employees in the companies, it could have a negative effect if they lose control of the third party, the way it's being run, right? If they lose control of the way it's being run, it can have a negative effect on the company too, and a permanent effect, not like just whatever, permanent, right? See, what the companies do is that they hire agency to create hostility and competition, and that happens. Or sometimes what happens is let's say when a store has a walkout, their union or whatever, and the agencies get called to pretty much to fulfill all those requirements quick, and they don't care who they hire. They're just hiring whoever. So in order for them to be able to pretty much to scan through all the people, at lower pace, slower pace, then they let the agency just hire whoever, just throw them in there. We need bodies to come and pull work, and they just join a cluster. And as the cluster starts working, then with the management, they start organizing the cluster. And as soon as they start organizing the cluster, then they start you could start picking and choosing. Oh, look at this person does this. Oh, look at this and that. And you can start eliminating people from the jobs, and you don't have to. And they don't have to give you any kind of benefit because of that. They make it so they don't have to give you unemployment. See, so they cheat you on unemployment, right? So you're working at an agency, and now you got let go of that job, but you still can't claim unemployment because technically you're still working for the agency, and that's the catch to it. See, and that's the thing, as long as the agency keeps sending you to work, you can't claim unemployment. And what happens is that sometimes the companies will, like I said, for the liability reasons, they don't have the work. So then what happens is that then they start cutting hours. I'm gonna jump to the HVP, to the True Fresh HVP. It's located in Buena Park. It's down Caballero Street. HVP, True Fresh HVP, right? And there's a bottling company, and they provide this thing called HVP, which is high pressure. High pressure, supposedly it's a system that pretty much it power washes all the bottles. That's it. It power washes all the bottles. They power wash all the bottles, and they package. They complete the package, which pretty much all they do is put the lid and put it in a box and tape it up, and that's it, right? And the purpose of that company is for the third party system that I'm talking about, which is for liability reasons. So I'm not gonna get too much into the conversation, right? So the thing that happened there at True Fresh HVP, is that once a certain time hit, that they pretty much they were trying to get me to quit, right? They're trying to get me to quit, or they were trying to provoke an accident, so they claim the liability. But because of my work experience, that's all I'm gonna say. All right. So then eventually, what they started doing to try to provoke an accident is that they started making stupid demands. Trying to since like I said, I'm a nice guy. Like I'm a really nice guy. I try to be cool with everybody because, why do you want to live in a world? Maybe if you're a female and maybe that's your dream, maybe I would understand that. Or maybe if you're gay and that's your dream, I would understand that. But why you want to live in a world full of dicks and assholes? But like I said, maybe that's the way that they see it, and that's why they want to be dicks and assholes, because they want you to see them like that. And that's the only thing that I could think, that's the reason why they are like that. Because other than that, it doesn't make sense. Everybody's there to work. And, if you like to work and you like to socialize and get stuck on that game, that's your choice, but let me go home. And I don't mean to my home, because like I said, it's the concept, which is just let me go to, let me work my shift. Let me work my 8 hours, and then let me take off, because I fulfill my requirement. If you want to stay here because, you like the girl in the office, that's your problem, not mine. All right. So don't try to take me down with you because you want to stay there for the girl, because that's you, not me. All right. And that's what they do, So towards the end of the time that I was working there at True Fresh HVP, what they started doing is that they started changing my hours, like too much, because since they knew I didn't have a car, they thought they were gonna make it really complicated for me to get to work and stuff like that. But I figured out a way, and I'm not gonna talk about that right here, but I figured out a way to get back and forth, and I was doing good. I was still paying my rent. I had extra money. Like I was living good, man. I'm telling you, I was living good during, after Bertha left. I was living good. Like I was living good for 3 months. I was living good until the issues with the manager started at work, because of the stuff that I'm telling you. But after Bertha left, I was living good. I had extra money. I had a good job. I was working with some people that I thought were interesting, and there was females there, and if my situation would have been more stable, I probably would have started going out and socializing and stuff like that with them. But like I said, it didn't get to it because people I don't know how they see me. Honestly, don't know how they see me. But like I said, people act weird with me. Like people act weird with me. It's like if I'm talking to a female, it's like I'm talking to the female, dude. I don't want you there. It's like I don't want. It's like that's what they don't understand. It's not that I'm shy. People think that I'm shy, but it's like, why do I want to be hitting up a girl in front of some guy? It's like what's that? And that's the thing that happens. At the company that I was working, I'm gonna say names, and I'm sorry if I offend people and girls. You guys know that you guys are good looking, and this is not an attempt. This is not an attempt of me reaching out to you, because like I said, chances of me and you meeting up like that are not gonna happen, because I don't allow it. All right, I'm telling you, I don't allow it. Right, and the situation that occurs with me sometimes, it's like I don't consider myself an ugly guy. I'm not saying that I think I'm all anything, But like I said, I don't consider myself an ugly guy, Maybe you guys do. There's pictures of me there. Maybe you guys do. But that's your opinion. And, people think that sometimes I think that people think that because of the way that I am, it's because I have low self-esteem or low self-confidence, and it's not that. It's just that it's who wants to go to work? Do you want to go to work? No, you don't want to go to work. See, you do not want to go to work, you know. And if you can stay home to do whatever you want and get paid, you would do it. Everybody would do it, you know. See, the only ones that would want to go to work or want to go out there are the ones that want to go out and look for somebody to mess around with or to start something, all right? And like I said, start something. You know, everybody. I'm saying this to all the tough guys, all you tough guys out there that are listening to this. You guys think that the word start something means to start trouble. It doesn't mean that, right? Yeah. Pretty much. What happened? I'm gonna use names. And like I said, this is a review. So anybody that gets offended and tries to take legal action, you know, this is a review. And for review purposes, I could use your name, right? Because you were part of my life, you know. You were part of my life at the time that I was there. And I don't mean it like literally like you're part of my life, but I mean in the story, the review, you were there because I was there and you were there. And this is for anybody that gets mentioned in the conversation, all right? See? First, I'm gonna talk about the people that I thought were cool, right? For all the cool people, I'm not gonna say your full name because I have respect for you, right? Even if you were nobody in the company, I have more respect for somebody that's nobody that knows how to be proper than respect that I have for somebody that thinks they're somebody and it's just a dick or an asshole, right? And I don't care if you have money. I have no respect for you if you're like that, all right? I met this guy that works there. And his name's Gustavo. Okay? I think he was a really cool guy. Or I think he is a really cool guy. See? I got the hint that he didn't like me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I got the hint that he didn't like me. But I thought he was a really cool guy. Like, I think he's a really cool guy. At the time that I met him, he's a younger guy. He's probably like 25. Well, if for some reason you hear this, Gustavo, you're a cool guy too. And if you didn't like me, I don't know why you didn't like me, but I thought you were a cool guy, and no matter what, if you didn't like me, you acted right. And for that, you have my respect. And your brother too. Your brother Martin. And he's a cool guy. So Martin, if you hear this too, you're a cool guy, man. And see, those two guys, they're brothers. And I think they're cool guys. Like, there's a chance that their life overlaps with mine. But I'm not gonna get into that. But if it does, it doesn't. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But like I said, for the time that I was there, you know, you were a cool guy. You guys were cool with me. You know, I know you guys would like, you know, joke around with me and stuff, like pretty much kind of like tease and stuff. But I took it as you guys were being cool with me, right? And I would kind of like try to talk to you guys, but you know, you guys kind of like made it like you guys didn't want that, and that's okay. You know, I understand. You know, I'm older than you guys, so. It's not like I was gonna go kick it with you guys either because you guys are younger than me. But if it would have happened, then it would have been cool. But I really don't kick it with nobody most of the time. See, I thought they were cool. I met this guy there too. His name was Len. See, I thought he was cool. See, that guy? I met him towards the end of the time that I was working there, and from the entire time that I was working there like 3 months. From the entire time that I was working there, he was the first and only person that I could actually say that kind of like tried to befriend me, and maybe it was because he was an agency employee, but no matter what, like I said, no matter what, he knew how to play the game because, like I said, I would tell him straight out. I would tell him straight out that I'm just a regular employee here, you know. So don't take it as anything that kind of you have to like be nice to me or anything like that, because I don't like that game. You know, I don't like that game where you know. Pretty much that's why I don't become a manager, and that's why I don't try to like. That's why I haven't tried to like. Pretty much. That's why I haven't tried to become something in the work field, because anything that's not your company, it's just an illusion. You know, it's a simulation. You know, it's not real. You know, they do it to take that hunger away from you. I don't know if anybody gets what that means. So, what they do is that they know you're qualified. So, let's say some guy that has a company, and he's tired of running the company, so he looks for somebody qualified, and he looks for somebody that either is on the verge, like on the verge. I mean, like really close to making their own company, successful and is out there, and they offer them a job to hire them to pretty much to run the place, or they just look for people that that have been in that situation, supervisor or leads, and that's what the leads are there. Technically the supervisor or the warehouse manager is an extension of that. See, but if that's there, and there's no need for the employer, the owner, to always be there, because then that contradicts the purpose of that, and that's the thing I'm trying to explain. Okay. Other people, if I don't mention you, just because I really didn't talk to you, it doesn't mean that I didn't think you were cool. It doesn't mean that I didn't think you were not cool. Right? But at least for the majority of the part, the people that I mentioned right now, I was always working with them. I was working with them most of the time there. See? Those were the people that I talked to the most. Well, some of them, not all of them, but majority, like, they were cool people. Yeah, there was a lot of females there, but I didn't want to deal with that because, like I said, anywhere that you work, there's always in any company that you're gonna work, or anybody listening to this, in any company that you work, you always gotta look for the family, because there's always families working. See, families and friends. You know how they say word of mouth. That most people get their next job from somebody they know. Wow, that's true. It's everywhere. Like, I mean, I don't mean like it's everywhere, like the concept, but I mean like it's an actual play everywhere. So anybody listening to this recording, if you're in a situation like that and you understand it, anybody not in a situation like that, and you're in a situation similar to mine, and you're thinking that oh, like, you're a loser and this and that, your life is not straight and nothing, I'm letting you know that it's not completely your fault, right? It's not completely your fault. It involves the balance of the ecosystem, because that's the way they made it. It doesn't have to be like that. That's the way they want it. Okay, that's the truth. It doesn't have to be like that. That's just the way they want it, right? And they want it for personal reasons. Personal reasons that if they don't want you to be successful, you're not gonna be successful. That's the bottom line, right? That's the bottom line to this. So anybody out there, in the hustle or grind, or however you want to call it, a certain amount of you are never going to achieve anything. And then, doesn't matter how much energy you put into it, doesn't matter how much work, Doesn't matter how much you believe it, you're not gonna accomplish it, because the companies that are there, they're scared. They're scared of playing. You see, they're scared of they're scared of playing real competition. They only like fake competition that they control. So anytime a new competitor shows up, they're gonna try to destroy them, right? That's the truth. But instead of them trying to destroy them, they will focus all that energy into trying to make their company better, so that they can't compete with them. They choose not to. They choose to go to that, and it's just dumb. That's the thing that, see, for the time that we live in, there should be no need for competition like that. If there's so many smart people, pretty much, in order for you to run the government successful, you need somebody that knows how to balance the economy, everything, and somebody that hasn't ever worked a real job. I don't mean an office job, because an office job is not a real job, right? An office job is an extension of the worker that's physically working, right? An office job is an extension of the actual laborer, right? So if I'm the actual person doing the work, and there needs to be data being filled out, you sitting down in the office, you're an extension of me, right? And most people don't get that. See, most people don't get that because they trick them into thinking that physical labor is below, and is lame and stuff like that. And I get the concept. See, but because of that, then they create a barrier, and they create a barrier that they want. They want a barrier between office and they want a barrier between office and physical work. And the reason why they want that is because they don't want the people that work out in the actual work to see the office work, because then they're gonna see how kickback they have it, and then they're gonna create issues with that. And that's what they do, right? That's what they do. So the companies that they're the companies like having separation of the employees, and because it creates drama, and if it creates drama, then a lot of people when they're in a drama situation, or in a high tense situation, people tend to panic, and you tend to like, I'm gonna say this metaphorically, but it might apply literally, right? And they tend to like grab onto whatever they can, and that's the thing that that's the purpose of this recording. See, I'm in a situation that anybody being in a situation like this would consider that situation to be extremely stressful, and pretty much if anybody that's out there is in a situation like that, if you're not careful, then it's easy for people to play you. It's just something simple like that. Like, I don't mean that, I'm not trying to be like, morbid, but I'm just saying, it's something just simple like that. Just something simple, like, for people to play you, because you think that you're like, you think that you're either cursed or that you suck and stuff. But I'm letting you know, anybody that's out there that listens to this, that you're in a similar situation. Sometimes you might get lucky, and by lucky I mean unlucky, to like get your timing to be in a timing where pretty much every time that you apply, and every time that you keep getting a new job, you keep fulfilling that one spot, and you keep getting fired. You keep either getting fired or laid off, or I'm gonna say this because the truth is, companies don't like to fire, right? Companies don't like to fire, and they don't like to lay off, because they gotta give you benefits, and they have to make a law against that. They have to make a regulation against that, because since 2010, from the time that I left Whole Foods, they rejected my unemployment, and every other job ever. I'm not lying to you. In my entire time, I'm 33 years old. The entire time that I've been working, every time that I become unemployed, they always reject my unemployment. They have never given me my unemployment. Only once I got my unemployment, and it was only just for a basic job, and it wasn't enough for anything. And that's it. But for all the jobs that I work, good jobs that I should be getting good unemployment, they always reject it. And the reason they do that is because they create a hostile environment to get you to quit. And anybody that's been in that situation, they know this. They know this. See, most people that get unemployment are dicks and assholes because they don't want them there. See, so anybody that's not aware of the situation I'm in, if you want to, I don't like to do that, because then you have to become a dick and an asshole, and that's the thing, that's the thing that a lot of this is. You see, a lot of this. See, I'm dubbing it. I'm dubbing it. Anybody who doesn't know dubbing, what dubbing means? It means to pretty much to market with a title or to go over it. Like dubbing in audio would pretty much translate the audio. So they superimpose the English version or the Spanish version or whatever, right? So I'm dubbing this, I'm dubbing all this Michael's struggle to stay Michael. Okay, that's my struggle, right? My struggle is me me in the world, trying to stay like me, trying to stay me, not to let all the dicks and assholes out there make me into one of them. And that's the thing, that's the. And I'm saying it like that because, like I say, I don't know if it's because, I don't know if it's a sexual thing that they think it like that, and maybe that's why they want to be that. But that's the thing. That's the way that. Or maybe it's something that I was talking on tape, something that I started talking on tape. I think 16 or 17. I started saying that the word is translate, right? That's the way that I'm gonna take off from that piece that I started. I think tape 16 or 17, right? The word is translate. Okay, translate, but I don't mean it like to translate something like a language. Okay, and the word is to transfer. To transfer. The word transfer and translate in this concept, I'm using it as, the same, right? So the thing about that is that sometimes I think what they think. This is the concept, right? And I'm gonna kind of like sidetrack into that a little bit because this is the thinking, and I'm asking you guys for your opinion. Okay, and what do you guys think about that? See, I started this conversation in tape 17, but I'm gonna continue. Okay, like I hate going to the store. I hate going to the store because there's people there, and like I say, any opportunity that there's people there, there's an opportunity to talk to people, and there's an opportunity to, to socialize and bond and get together. If that's what you're looking for. See, if that's what you're looking for. And if it's not, then, that's the thing, if it's not, then it makes it really hard for you to, pretty much to avoid that, unless you literally have to be kind of like I said, kind of like a dick or an asshole. So, and that makes it kind of see, that makes it hard for me because, I don't want to be like that. See, and yeah, that's the thing. You see, that's the thing, and then the situation is that, if someone talks to me that I don't want to talk to, then kind of how do you deal with that situation? The only way that you can deal with it is just to walk away, and sometimes people get mad, and it's considered rude, but it's not meant like that, and that's the thing. You see, that's the thing. All this is the reason why I struggle at work. The reason why I struggle at work is because I honestly like keeping to myself. I honestly like keeping to myself. See, the only reason why I took a chance on earlier on is because I was younger, and I was just trying to get that. I was just trying to force myself to pretty much to participate in that game because my understanding is everybody has to participate at least once, right? And that was it, that's so yeah, I'm just sidetracking to that quick for that purpose. So yeah, like sometimes I think that, they think that it translates, so sometimes I think that guys think that if they're dicks, that they're gonna make you think about dick. All right, so I'm saying that this conversation is gonna get a little bit explicit. All right, and I apologize. Like I said, anybody on Facebook, I'm not thinking that there's any kids on Facebook, following me. Okay, on Facebook, the purpose of Facebook is for me to try and meet somebody. All right, try and meet a female, and anybody that's there trying to troll, I'm not gonna participate in that, unless you show me who you are. And so that's the thing that I'm telling you. That's the thing that I'm throwing this out there because, like I said, certain stuff I don't look into. All right. So anybody that's out there trying to troll, I'm letting you know that I'm not. how you think of me, I'm just letting you know. All right. Like I said, the purpose of Facebook, that when I started Facebook, was to look for somebody. But I'm not looking for somebody just to hit it and quit. I'm looking for something, like I said, so I'm looking for someone to start something with, and start a family, and if possible a company. And yeah, that's pretty much the purpose of the Facebook. Once everything turned into a situation where I knew I wasn't gonna get to nothing on that. Why I started Facebook to I don't want to. I went on a dating website, and I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm cheap, or maybe it's just because maybe it's because I'm really not into that. I'm really not looking for that. That I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay the stupid. See, because I see it as a trick, man. I see it as a fucking trick. All right, so I apply. They say that it's a free dating website. So I apply at this. It's called Zoosk. Zoosk, which is funny because it's kind of like zoo. In the way that I think it is, they're telling you that it's a zoo of females and males for you to pick from. So it's funny, right? But that's not the point, right? So I updated there just to update. I registered there just to register. I only went in there like once or twice to upload and to send friend requests. But just to send friend requests, just to like I said, just to get it started. But I haven't gone back into it because, like I said, I'm not really like I said, I don't know if it's because I'm cheap or what, but see, I see it as a ripoff because you're gonna pay them for them to give you the information of people, and that's stupid. The whole purpose of that dating website is for you to meet people. So see, if I have to pay, I consider that prostitution, right? So that's why I am telling you that as soon as I seen that, that's as far as I went, right? That's as far as I went, And other than that, I haven't gone back into that because, like I said, that's what I see it as. That I don't. If you have to pay, I no longer see it as that because that company is supposed to be providing a service to help people gather and meet, and you shouldn't have to pay for that, right? Because the reason why you're doing this is because of the way times change. Now everything's digital, so a lot of people don't have to go out there and just wander the streets to find somebody. They can go online and talk with somebody, and but that way they made it so you have to pay, right? And like I said, I have a hard time with that because I don't approach women because any female that I approach right away, she's gonna think that it's just to date or hit it and quit it and that's it. And see, that's not what I'm in for, It's not. And see, then the situations that occur is, like I said, I don't like eating in public, and I don't like eating with people, so then that makes it even more harder for me. So you know, if I'm in a situation where pretty much I'm not gonna take you out to eat. See, that's the thing. That's gonna be hard. And from what I understand, that's one of the main concepts that relationships need to start, right? That's the reason why people take them out to eat. And once they eat, supposedly if they could tolerate them eating, then then it creates the sexual. Like, this is the thing that I'm talking about. It creates the sexual, the visual, the visual pleasure because of the dirty concept, which the mouth is a vagina. And the female watching the guy eating that taco or whatever, like I said, this is gonna get explicit, ladies and guys. So if you're kids, this conversation is not for you, because like I said, Facebook is not for kids, right? The Facebook thing that it's not for kids. The Facebook thing that I do is not for kids. The YouTube stuff is not for kids either, but I try to make it more kid appropriate because I know that kids are playing the game. And like I said, I try to make it more kid appropriate, even though some of the stuff is, like I said, it gets complicated because some of the songs that I use, I'm trying to cater to everybody's different style, right? And a lot of the music that's there is music that I like, so at the same time as me sharing some time with you, hearing music and just kicking back and hanging out with you. And I don't have to be there for that because right. So then that's the concept. That's the reason why. See, that's the reason why. I'm telling this to the world, to everybody. See, Bertha, she knows this about me. See, Bertha, she knows all this about me, and that's what she's counting on. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that the situation that happened. So pretty much the situation that happened is that she wanted me to see the situation that happened is not what she thinks, right? Because the situation that happened, maybe it became that. No, maybe I highly doubt it, but maybe it became that. Like I said, I wasn't against it, and I'm not for it. That's her personal choice. Because like I said, she's done it before in other places, not just there. So it's not a situation that you'd be this guy's just he's upset because it's the first time that she does it to him, or it's the first time this. I'm telling you guys that it's not like that. And Dominic's 2122, if you got something, that's cool for you. But I'm telling you that it's not like that, right? And I'm not trying to make you my enemy, dude. I tried to befriend you so many times, right? I tried to befriend you so many times, and anybody that looks into the records will see that I did try to befriend him so many times. I kept trying to explain to him the situation, and that's how I know that it's personal. That's how I know that it wasn't like that, because that's how I know that this was one of that was a final attempt between Bridget didn't want me doing that, right? Because she likes the fact that she liked the fact that I'm out over there trying to look for somebody, because it makes her feel more, it made her feel comfortable to take risks, that thinking that since I'm not out there, she can mess around out there, and she knows that I'm not out there, and chances of me bumping into her are very low. So then it makes her feel more comfortable, at least at that time. Now it doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter anymore. And that's what will happen, since she knew that she knows that I'm a very private person. I just like keeping to myself, because that's just the way that I am, She tried to use it as, like I said, leverage to pretty much to try to get me to stop. And once the situation occurred with the Dominic 2122, well, his goal was the same. His goal was the same. So then what happened is that the Christ theory, the Jesus Christ concept occurred. They united for the equal purpose of one person, and that one person was me. Because of me, they united to team up to try to pretty much the way they see it, to take me down, just because, you know, she didn't never want me to be successful in any way, you know. She's always dedicated her time to try to like tear me down, you know. And I don't understand why, you know. I don't understand why she would do that. And I have some concepts, or theories, but the thing is that that's one of the main things, you know. See, so pretty much what I'm saying is that she knows this about me, and now you guys know this about me, and I'm telling you this to you guys and girls, all right? So yeah, like I'm really not interested in like I'm really not interested in dating or like socializing with it, like anybody. So this is why my situation is the way it is right now, because pretty much the way that I see it, the world or society is gonna force me. The world or society is gonna force me into that. They're gonna force me into a social concept, and that sucks because, you know, that's not who I am. And so yeah, that sucks because that's the way that I see it, you know. I just don't understand why people can't let me be. See, like I was saying, you know, Berta knows this about me. She knows that pretty much I'm not looking to fuck around. See, I'm gonna say that, you know, like I said, I just like anybody else, you know, I enjoy watching females, and you know, they're pretty and everything, but you know, at least I haven't found the right female that does that for me like that. So maybe that's it. But other than that, like, yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna stay working at a crappy job because you're hot. I'm not gonna be, you know, going out of my way just because you're pretty. And that's my problem, you know. See, that's my problem, because how do you survive in a society that's meant for everybody to intermix with each other? And you know, that's the thing, you know, that is the thing, you know, that is the problem, that pretty much I want to say to myself and society, or the world. I'm not gonna say the world like, you know, the world. I'm saying the world, by the world I mean you people, like people, and maybe not you, because like I said, maybe you don't know me, but I mean it I'm talking about like in close range, but maybe not in close range. Maybe it's universal, because like I said, the people on YouTube for the Warhawk stuff, I didn't do anything to them. See, I didn't do nothing to them. I didn't do anything to them. You know, I didn't go and insult any of them. If I insulted them, it's because they insulted me first. And you know, if any situation that occurred out of that, that's because they provoked it, and you know, and when they didn't get the reaction that they wanted, they continued. And that's the thing that I'm trying to say. You know, I didn't everything about YouTube and Warhawk, I was just trying to have some fun, you know. Like, I mean, like clean fun. I was just looking to play, you know. I was just looking to game, and you know, it had been a long time since I had found the game that I got into, you know. And that's it, you know. It was a cool experience, even though the situation ended the way it is. I still think it was a cool experience, and it was a cool time, because you know, most of the time didn't involve, you know, Berta, you know, anybody that's following this from YouTube or Warhawk, you know, most of the work that I did, most of everything that I did, it was by myself, right? All the stuff that I did on YouTube for Play-Doh and all the other accounts, I did it by myself, right? I did it by myself, and for the Play-Doh account, with a little bit of help from my son earlier on, and after that he went and did his own thing. But every other account that I did, most of it I did by myself, you know. Most of everything that's there, it was by me, you know. Even the Moonstar channel, the Moonstar 238855, I had told the Dominic's 2122. I told him that was my account, and that was my channel. And I had told Bertha all I wanted was my account and my channel back. And you know, she gave it to me for a while, but then like I said, she started trying to fight me for it. Like literally, she started trying to like physically, she started trying to fight me for it. And you know, at that point, it's like I already knew that the situation was out of control. And you know, then so yeah, I know I sidetracked a little bit, but I didn't. It's still part of it, you know, because like I said, all of that has to do because you know, she thinks she has me figured out, but like I said, I'm not. I already knew how she was, so like I said, I only let her know what I wanted her to know about me, and I only portrayed what I wanted her to see. And that's the thing, you know, that it shouldn't have to be like that, because I should be able to be myself around, you know. You know, if you're living with somebody that's supposed to be your partner and you can't be yourself, then there's something there, you know. That's something that's, you know. So then that's part of the situation. And another thing is that I'm not gonna see, this is another situation, and this is a major problem, you know. Let's say this, if I befriend you and you're my friend and we're kicking it, and you befriend someone that I don't want to befriend, that's gonna be the end of our friendship. And that's just the way that I am, because you know, people that know this are gonna understand what I'm talking about. See, and people that don't know this, they're gonna be like, what is he talking about? Right? So I'm gonna jump back to the topic that I talked about earlier, because it connects. It has to do with the hatred fuck and revenge fuck. Right? Like, I'm sorry for the language, people, but that's the way that it needs to be said for it to create the impact that it needs to be heard, right? But right, with the same concept with revenge fuck and, you know, hate fuck, you know, people, because pretty much like let's say like if my girlfriend or my, you know, I'm gonna use the concept of my girlfriend. Like, I don't have a girlfriend right now, right? So this is just theoretical, right? See, I'm gonna put it as third party. I'll use it as an example, right? So a guy, you know, he has a girl, and you know, this girl likes the guy, you know, this other girl likes the guy, so she's gonna start something with that girl. See, she's gonna create an issue with that girl, because it happens to males and it happens to females, right? So she's gonna create an issue with that girl. So then that girl could, like, you know, to get back at her, she's gonna go and do the guy, right? That's what's gonna happen, right? So what happens is that the guy there, he used his girlfriend as a trick to rank up, right? So because of that, because he managed to get his girlfriend to piss off a girl, now the girl, to get back at her, she's gonna go fuck the guy, you know. And the guy's counting on that, because now he gets to do the girl that's out of his league. And you know, it's all thanks to his girlfriend starting something with that girl that he had no chance with. So now to get back at that, and that's what happens, you know. And that's the thing that I'm trying to talk about. I know I talked about this earlier, but it connects to the concept. It connects because it's similar to the concept that I'm trying to point out to you guys. And that's part of the conversation that I'm talking about. So Yeah, like, just give me a second, okay? And I'm gonna keep recording. Just give me a second. The time is 3:35. I'm still recording. I'm just trying to like. All right, I'm gonna stop the recording right now. And right now I'm gonna come back and continue this recording. All right, it's gonna be another video, but it's part of it. All right, another audio, but it's still part of it.